On behalf of the entire First Union National Bank family, we are extremely proud to once again sponsor this Gator Highlight video. For many years, First Union has supported the Gators, and it's an association that we're excited about. We applaud the efforts of Coach Steve Spurrier, his entire coaching staff, and of course the players who have established the Gator program as one of the nation's best on a consistent basis.
This video is made possible by the ongoing production support of Sports Channel. They were a group of young men determined to share greatness. Their leader created a purpose, and they embellished that purpose. After winning the Southeastern Conference title in 1991, 1993, and 1994, they exploded through 1995 undefeated, united, and unparalleled. A perfect 12-0. They could score anytime, anywhere. Their offense became the most prolific in the history of the SEC. No one had an answer for Steve Spurrier's ball plays. Their tenacious defense and special teams thrived on big plays. They turned opponents' hopes into Florida success. With every team gunning for them, and in spite of an unprecedented 5 conference road games, these Gators withstood the challenge. In 1995, Florida would take its game to another level, a level that touched excellence. When the curtain rises on a new season, the Gators have proven to be unbeatable under Steve Spurrier. On an early September evening in Gainesville, the 1995 version of the Florida Gators began the new season in style. Sophomore tailback Elijah Williams, recovered from off-season ankle surgery, sparked Florida's first scoring drive, racing through the Houston secondary for a total of 63 yards.
Here's Williams, the tailback, taking the handoff, coming near side, 25-yard line, and he's hit the 20, and then out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
And slamming into the end zone.
There's the snap, the handoff, Williams going over the top. Touchdown for Eli Williams! First of the year.
When Florida surprisingly fell behind Houston, quarterback Danny Wuerfell whipped his offense downfield.
Richard freshman wide right, offset eye. Wuerfell to play fake, back to throw, fires, got Palmer over the middle of the 5-yard line, breaks a tackle, he's in, touchdown! Sorolla Palmer scores on a 22-yard pass play.
Showing the Gators' outstanding depth at quarterback, Eric Kresser took the controls and quickly engineered a 71-yard drive. Kresser put Florida ahead to stay with a bullet to Ike Hilliard. The offense was rocking.
First and 10, 40-yard line. Eric Kresser wanted to throw. Firing the deep ball down the field. Fort Doring, he's got it. Touchdown! Oh, my!
For the 35th time under Steve Spurrier, the Gators passed for more than 300 yards. For an amazing 37th consecutive game, they had thrown at least one touchdown pass. The Gators showed their fans this would again be a squad that could put points on the board, as Houston fell in the one-sided opener, 45-21. The Gators opened defense of their 1994 SEC crown at Kentucky against a team that has not beaten them in 9 years. No one likes to throw against Kentucky any more than Danny Wuerfell, and he filled the air with football. No one likes to catch against Kentucky more than Chris Dory, and the senior captain found a spot in the end zone for the Gators' first score. It was the same end zone where Doring caught the never-to-be-forgotten winning touchdown in the final seconds against Kentucky 2 years prior. With a 7-0 advantage, the 5th-ranked Gators pinned the Wildcats deep in their own territory and then sent waves at the Kentucky kicker.
There's the snap. Here they come up the middle. They blocked it. The Gators have blocked the ball.
As they did so often in 1994, the Gators converted opponents' mistakes into more points.
Gators 3rd and goal, 1 yard line. Again to Fred Taylor off the right side. This time it's a touchdown. Fred Taylor powering in.
With Williams and Taylor on the sideline nursing injuries, Terry Jackson became the go-to tailback. And the redshirt freshman responded with one of the finest rushing games by any first-year player in Gator history. Showing his ability to cut out a dime and make tacklers miss, Jackson would gain 138 yards and score 3 touchdowns. With Big Mark Campbell feasting on Wildcats and cornerback Anthone Lott making the plays in the secondary, Gator defenders held Kentucky without a score until the final 6 minutes of the game. All that remained was the hit of the day by Florida special teams.
Matt Teague's kickoff coming down to Greg Yeast at the 6-yard line, far hash. He's to the 20, and he's hit and brought. Oh, my! Was he leveled there at about the 20-yard line on a beautiful...
Gator fans enjoyed another successful trip to Lexington. Final score, Florida 42, Kentucky 7. It was time to return to Gainesville for this team's first major test of the young season against Eastern Conference rival Tennessee. At a jam-packed Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, the afternoon was perfect for football. If any team on the 1995 schedule had reason for revenge, it was Tennessee. Florida had scored 72 points on the Vols the past 2 seasons, shutting them out in 1994, 31-0. The Vols knew that the road to the 1995 SEC's Eastern Division Championship traveled right through Gainesville. And when it dead ends in the swamp, Florida fans can put their vocal stamp on a game louder than any fans in America. On Tennessee's first play, the Gators were stunned when the visitors connected on a 72-yard pass and run, and scored 1 play later. Then it was Florida's turn. Danny Wuerfell wasted little time winging his team to the Tennessee 14. A comeback score was important for Florida, and there was touchdown written in the eyes of Danny Wuerfell.
Wuerfell dropping back, looking, now firing for a corner in the left part of the end zone. It's a touchdown! Mike Hilliard got all alone in the corner, and the Gators have struck back.
The remainder of the first half turned into a merry-go-round of offensive football. Both teams opened the floodgates. A combined total of 51 points were scored. But 2 significant Florida plays would affect the outcome of this game. With Tennessee looking for more points, a cannon shot hit by Lawrence Wright ignited the Gator defense.
Looking, now steps up, throws the ball down the field. Kent's all alone. He's got it. He drops it. The ball loose down in the field. The Gators fought on the ball, and they're going to say the Gators have the ball. At the 47-yard line, Kent had it and then dropped it. Joey Kent, he was leveled there and lost the ball, and the Gator defense answers the bell this time.
That's the type of thing you want from your defense when you know it's a crucial situation. Oh, Lawrence Wright got a big hit.
Then in the dying seconds of this wild first half, the Gators marched 69 yards to score with 9 seconds on the clock. Wuerfell's lob to Hilliard sent the Gators to the locker room on a high note. It seemed to drain the momentum from the Tennessee attack. As the second half began, the Gators trailed by 9, but were confident of a comeback. Their first possession was a gem. They held the ball for more than 5 1/2 minutes. They drove 80 yards. They converted a key 3rd and 16. Wuerfell to Anthony. And they put up points on a Wuerfell to Hilliard pass. Florida had cut the Vols' lead to 2. Fired up, the defense pounded and frustrated the visitors. The frustration erupted into a Tennessee mistake and a vital Gator takeaway.
Here's 3rd and 1, and a diving Graham trying to go to the top, fumbles the football. The Gators have picked it up. Oh my! It is Fred Waring. He's picked it up in the 50, the 40, down to the 32-yard line. Oh my! There's the snap to Wuerfell. Danny rolling right and throwing a corner all alone. 14 and a touchdown. Oh my! Ike Hilliard. He's got 4 scores, and the Gators have roared into the lead. How do you like that?
It was quickly turning into a torturous day for Tennessee. Just 4 plays after the Gators' go-ahead score, Florida's lethal combination of TD after turnover struck again.
There's the handoff and a fumble. Loose ball, and the Gators have recovered. Oh my! Jay Graham has fumbled again, and the Gators have taken it away again. How do you like it? Wuerfell rolling right. He's looking. He still has the ball. He throws down in the end zone. It's caught! It's a touchdown! Reidel Anthony! And the Gators have scored again! That's 4 straight touchdowns! Oh my!
It was now 41-30 Florida, and this Gator offense was in high gear. It could not be stopped.
Reverse to Anthony to the 20. He's to the 15, to 10, the 5. Touchdown! Oh my!
A second look shows how the Gator offensive line of Jason Odom, Mo Collins, Jeff Mitchell, Donnie Young, and Reggie Green totally wiped out the Vol defenders for Anthony's run. As the rains pounded Florida Field, the Gators did not skip a beat. The orange and blue would score more points on Tennessee than any team in 102 years. Wuerfell established an all-time conference single-game record with 6 touchdown passes as the Gators put the ball in the end zone on 7 consecutive possessions. They amazingly scored 48 straight points in less than 25 minutes. And between them, Florida and Tennessee had put on the greatest offensive display in the 63-year history of the Southeastern Conference. Florida had totally dominated the second half and steamrolled the Vols 62-37. It left the Gator fans at Florida Field exhausted from the excitement. It put a smile on the drenched faces of Steve Spurrier and his proud Florida football team. It put the Gators on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Said the coach who has made his squad the most explosive team in college football, "It was one of the best offensive games I've ever coached or watched."
Offensively, it was some display, and just extremely proud of the entire team. The fans came, and that was a big part of our comeback. I really believe the inspiration our crowd gave us. We proved that we got the best home field advantage in the country yesterday.
We're an attacking type of team, and we've got multiple formations and so many different plays. I think it's tough that there's really no key as to what we're going to do, and we got in a groove and we executed play by play. We didn't look behind, we didn't look ahead. We just looked at each play, and we're very fortunate.
After a week off, the third-ranked Gators resumed conference play in front of another packed Florida field, entertaining the Rebels of Ole Miss. The contest marks Steve Spurrier's 100th game as a collegiate head coach. On the Gators' first possession, they marched to the Mississippi 42, where they face 4th down and 2. Decision time: punt, field goal, short pass, off tackle, none of the above.
The back's in a nice set. Here's the toss. Coming back to Jackson. He hands the ball on a toss back left side to Chris Green on a reverse. Got a first down. The 30, the 25, a cut back at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown! Oh my! Chris Green! And the Gators have taken the lead on a 42-yard run. Oh, yes!
The Florida offense was clicking with computer-like precision. After some sideline strategy between Spurrier and his quarterback, the Gators again worked the ball into the end zone.
Wuerfell, a 7-yard drop, looks to throw and throws it out into the end zone all alone. Quarantine and a touchdown for Ike Hilliard.
The throw to Hilliard marked the 50th career touchdown pass by Wuerfell. And on that drive, the junior quarterback also picked up enough passing yards to top 5,000 for his career. The Florida attack never changed its tune. On its next possession, an 80-yard drive put them in the end zone.
Goal 8-yard line, left hash. Wuerfell back to throw, rolling right, looking, trying to make a play, running, now stopping, now throwing. Touchdown! Chris Doring! Oh my, was that beautiful!
A second look shows how Doring allowed defenders to drift by him and seemingly was forgotten in the back of the end zone. But Wuerfell didn't forget him, and counting the second half of the Tennessee game, Wuerfell had put his offense in the end zone on 10 consecutive possessions. On defense, the Gators were equally dominant.
Here come the Gators on the blitz. They run, and he runs right into Mark Campbell, Dexter Daniels. Oh my! They were ready to stuff that run up that time. Here's a rush by Campbell against Nelson. They'll sack him. They'll knock him down. The Gators have gotten the sack. Mark Campbell in there. Nelson on play action, in trouble, back to the 50. He's rolling left, and Lawrence Wright's got him, and he knocks him down. Oh my! Lawrence Wright made the play.
Battling through a sprained ankle, Lawrence Wright would finish the game with 10 tackles, 2 for losses. In an SEC contest that was never really close, the Gators rang up nearly 450 yards of total offense. Wuerfell threw 3 touchdowns, the final grab by redshirt freshman Jaquez Green, who put on some nifty moves for the score. After Florida field victories over Houston, Tennessee, and now 28-10 over Ole Miss, the Gators were about to embark on a dangerous and unprecedented 3-game conference road trip during the month of October. First stop, Death Valley. A resurgent LSU team, already owning an upset victory over Auburn in the SEC scramble, found the Gators unpleasant visitors. After a scoreless first period, Danny Wuerfell took his third-ranked Gators on a 94-yard ride. Tailback Elijah Williams accounted for 58 yards, and the Gators converted 4 third downs during the march. Williams' sweet cutback was enough for the score. Florida's defense would rise to one of its finest moments of the young season. When Fred Weary picked off an LSU pass, he had an escort of blue shirts all the way to the Tiger 8. A 56-yard return. From there, Fred Taylor bounced off tacklers and bowled into the end zone for a 14-0 Florida lead. Moments later, amid cries of "We're number one," Taylor repeated his goal line gallop.
The handoff to Fred Taylor off the left side. He will waltz in. Touchdown! Fred Taylor again.
Thousands of Florida fans who followed their team to Baton Rouge enjoyed the 21-0 lead. They watched the second half turn into a Florida defensive masterpiece. Dexter Daniels, Lawrence Wright, and David Barnard led a Gators squad that limited LSU to just 37 total yards on the ground, and then wrecked the Tigers' passing game.
Yeah, 2nd and 10. Howard is back to throw under a rush. Johnny Church has got him, and he sacks him way back at the 42-yard line. Oh, my!
On the way to their 8th straight win over LSU, the Gators controlled all phases of the game, including special teams play.
Riedel Anthony deep at the 25-yard line. There's the snap. Gators are coming, and they block it right up the middle. The Gators have blocked it, and the Gators are going to get the big play here. And I think it may have been Quez Green who came up on the inside and got a bunt block.
He got off so fast, Mick. I don't think anyone had a chance to touch him, and it was a perfect block. Coaches teach that every day. Don't jump up. Just run right through it, right where the ball's going to come off his foot at, and just run right through it. Great, great block.
Then, just 2 snaps later after the turnover, Wuerfell flicked the right arm.
Wuerfell dropping back, looking, firing a corner down into the end zone. It is going to be caught! Touchdown! Oh, my! Riedel Anthony! Oh, yes!
Anthony's catch marked the 41st consecutive game Steve Spurrier's team had thrown a touchdown pass. Florida's 28 points were more than enough as the Gator D shut down LSU with just 10 points. The third team Florida had held to 10 or under through 5 games. The Gators, with a 28-10 win, remained perfect in 1995 and strengthened their hold on the number 3 ranking in the national polls. If there was a special date marked on the Gators' 1995 calendar, it may well have been October 14th. A rematch with Auburn, the team that had knocked them out of the number 1 ranking a year ago and had beaten them 2 seasons in a row by a total of just 6 points. Auburn, undefeated at home in 17 games under Terry Bowden. Auburn, like Florida, a top 10 ranked team. The Gators were hungry for this meal at Jordan Hare. But in the rain and mud at Auburn, the early moments of this game appeared as bleak as the weather. The Gators fell behind 10-0, and it seemed they could do little right. Until Auburn made the mistake of kicking to Riedel Anthony.
The third kickoff of the day by Matt Hawkins. Again, it comes down to Riedel Anthony at the 10-yard line. To the 20, 25, a hole opens at 30, the 35 to 40, he's to the 50, he's 45, he's the 40, Riedel Anthony to the 30, Riedel Anthony to the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown! Riedel Anthony! Riedel Anthony! Riedel Anthony! 90 yards on a kickoff return! Oh, my!
A repeat of this remarkable run shows how Anthony picked up some great blocks early in the return. Gained speed as he neared the end zone and outraced everybody for the touchdown. Special teams had shot some spark into the Gators to combat the early Auburn surge. The kickoff return was the wake-up call for the orange and blue. Before the first half was history, these two offenses kept the scoreboard lights blinking.
Wuerfell dropping back, handing the ball off to Taylor, up the middle, the 10, the 5. He's down to the end zone. Touchdown! Taylor made! 10-yard run, and the game is tied. Second and goal, 1-yard line. Wuerfell checks off on the play. Now there's the snap. The handoff to Williams off the left side, trying to dive toward the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown. Eli Williams scores, and the Gators go back in front.
Back in front by 1, 21-20, when a play by the defense put the momentum of this battle squarely on the shoulders of Florida.
Nick's dropping back, looking to throw, swings it out wide right, and it's picked off by Lawrence Wright. Oh my! An interception by Lawrence Wright at the 22-yard line.
First the right interception, then some Gator fun and gun. And they turned the Auburn mistake into a quick 6.
Hilliard wide to the left. Wuerfell back to throw into the corner of the end zone. It's caught, and it's a touchdown by Hilliard on the catch.
A second look clearly shows the offensive line giving Wuerfell an eternity to find his target. Danny's right arm was red hot, and a firestorm of Gator points was raging out of control.
From the 11-yard line, right hash, Wuerfell, a short drop over the middle to Doring. He's got it. Touchdown! Chris Doring on the catch.
Doring was on the way to his second career game with 3 touchdown catches. And the Gator bandwagon was rolling.
There was the snap. Nick's back to throw and fires the ball down the left sideline, and it's going to be intercepted. James Bates. Oh my! Batesy! Interception! Gator ball at the 49-yard line. Oh my! Wuerfell dropping back, wanting to throw, looking, firing a corner out wide left for Doring. He makes the catch. It's a touchdown for Chris Doring. Oh my! What a perfect throw and catch for Doring.
Auburn was being ravaged by a Gator team determined to settle for nothing less than total victory. Florida scored 28 consecutive points in 5 minutes 38 seconds. They had shown the resiliency and the talent to storm back from early adversity and firmly grab control of this game. Wuerfell would throw for 380 yards, his 7th game over 300, and the 5th best effort in school history. Riedel Anthony put his name in the headlines with nearly 200 all-purpose yards. And between Williams and Taylor, the Gators received 212 yards rushing from the tailback position. When Wuerfell connected with Doring for the 3rd time, Florida had battered Auburn with 49 points, the most they ever scored on the Tigers in the history of this rivalry. It was a victory that wiped out the memory of the last 2 Auburn games and left the Tigers wondering, how do you stop Florida? The number 3 ranked Gators' 49-38 triumph put them at 6-0 for the first time under Steve Spurrier and set up a visit to longtime rival Georgia in Athens.
Danny Wuerfell had a tremendous game, another outstanding performance for Danny, and he's a super quarterback, and we got 2 good ones, just like we've got 3 outstanding running backs, and that's what you need to have that real big year.
For the first time in 63 years, Florida would play between the hedges at Georgia. The Bulldogs have never beaten a Steve Spurrier coached team. And in this 74th renewal of the border war between Florida and Georgia, the Gators turned their invasion of Athens into a day of dominance. On Georgia's first possession, Anthony Lott pounded the ball loose, recovered the fumble, and Florida's defense put its brand on the Bulldogs quickly. Wuerfell then sailed a perfect spiral to Ike Hilliard. And less than 5 minutes into the game, Florida was on top 7-0 and determined to keep Georgia reeling and stuttering.
He will punt it away into the wind. High snap. He can't pick it up. A loose ball picked up, and the Gators are going to tackle him, knock him way back at the 3-yard line. Quez Green, that fleet-footed Georgia native playing for the Gators, came in, and Florida has made a second big play already. Third down and goal, 3-yard line. Wuerfell is short drop, and he throws all alone. Quarantined, and a touchdown. Chris Doring, he had nobody around him. Oh, my.
The defense causing fumbles, the special teams causing miscues, and then the offense just shuts the door. Right after that, we get in there and bang right away. And I think the key word is the team came together, and we did well early.
When it came time to get into the end zone, Wuerfell proved to be in perfect sync with the soaring, scoring Doring.
The 25-yard line. Wuerfell dropping back, now throwing the ball down the field for Doring. He's got it. Touchdown, Doring. Wuerfell to throw it again, firing down the middle. Hilliard's got it at the 40, a cut to the 30, the far sideline, the 20, a cut back at the 21 where he's falling down to the 21-yard line. Doring and Green are wide right. Wuerfell takes the snap, looks to throw and fires. There's Doring. He's got it this time. Oh, yes. Oh, my. He can't be denied that time. Touchdown.
With that score, Chris Doring became the first Gator to catch 3 touchdowns in one game on consecutive outings. And the only Florida player to grab a trio of touchdown catches in a game 3 times in his career.
We feel like we have a good group of receivers that any one of them could be the star that day. And with the passing scheme that we utilize, our players really feel confident with that, and Chris is really the leader for us in that capacity.
Led by Dexter Daniels, Lawrence Wright, and Tico Brown, the Gator defense forced 6 fumbles and turned the Dogs into harmless pups. Between them, Wuerfell and Eric Kresser threw 7 touchdown passes, a Southeastern Conference single-game record. The ground game supplemented the aerial attack with 229 yards rushing. Florida became the first team ever to sock Georgia for 50 points on Georgia turf. The historic visit to Athens was complete. Gator seniors took pride in never having lost to their longtime rival.
It's really a great feeling, growing up, getting beat by Georgia so many times as a young Gator fan. It's real special for me to go out with 5 wins under my belt, and the final one here in Athens, just put icing on the cake.
The 52-17 final gave the Orange and Blue their 6th straight win over Georgia and set the stage for a long-awaited return to Gainesville. Welcome home, Gators. After the longest road trip in Florida football history, and for the first time in 35 days, the Orange and Blue received a kickoff in Florida Field. With Danny Wuerfell sitting out this homecoming game with Northern Illinois, Eric Kresser made his first collegiate start a memorable one.
First and 10, 18-yard line. Kresser again wants to throw and fires the ball over the middle. It's caught, and it is going to be a touchdown. Oh, my! What a great grab down at the goal line for Eli Williams. He went high to make a one-handed catch. Kresser takes the snap, play action pass coming up. Kresser to fire and throwing, and he's got Quez Green at the 25, the 30, he's the 40, he's the 50, down the near sideline, the 40, the 30, the 20, There's a pressure on play action to throw and fires wide left side. Tight end Tremayne Allen, the 30. Breaks a tackle. Tremayne Allen, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! Oh, my!
The junior passer would throw for a school record 458 yards and 6 touchdowns. A remarkable day for the Gators' second quarterback.
I felt great. I was so excited, and just want to thank Coach Spurrier for giving me the opportunity to do that today. And all my teammates who played great, line blocked well, and we got to spread the ball around to the tight ends and the running backs. It just felt great to be out there with those guys.
As Florida exploded to 695 yards of total offense, second highest ever under Steve Spurrier, 8 different players scored, including fullbacks Dwayne Mobley and Jerome Evans and tight end Sean Nunn. With the 58-20 victory, Florida was just 1 game away from clinching their 4th straight Eastern Division title.
Hey, go Gators.
On their way to South Carolina, the unbeaten Gators were relaxed and confident.
Go on. Good shots. Scotty, wave the camera. Wave the scrub. Let's go, fellas, hurry up. Mom.
When they hit the field, that confidence paid off as the Gators focused on their mission: wrap up their Eastern Division title. Within 4 minutes of the opening kickoff, they had driven 85 yards and nailed down the first step toward achieving their goal. They would put points on the board on all but 1 first-half possession and roll to 612 yards total offense for the game. Danny Wuerfell threw for 304 yards and 5 touchdowns in the first half alone. It was the 8th 300-yard game of his career. Their defense, special teams, and offense combined for this lopsided demolition of the not-so-Gamecock.
Takes the snap, steps up, still has the ball, and he'll eat it. He'll go down. He'll be sacked as Mike Moten got in there and made the sack. We'll punt it at the 10-yard line. Here come the Gators up the middle, and they blocked it again right up the middle. A beautiful block by Quez Green. He came up there and blocked it again. Wuerfell checks off, changes the play. Takes the snap. Short drop and throws over the middle like Hilliard. 10, 5, touchdown! Mike Hilliard! Oh, my!
Steve Spurrier called it the best all-round performance since I've been at Florida. Their 63 points were the most ever scored by a visiting team in Williams-Brice Stadium. And these proud road warriors became the first team in SEC history to win 5 conference road games in a single season. The Gators had clinched their Eastern Division crown with a 63-7 triumph over South Carolina, and were 9-0 for the first time in school history.
This is just a building block, as I said, throughout the rest of the year, that, a stepping stone that we got to continue to grow and get better and gel together as a family. And when obstacles occur, we just need to step it up and just keep on fighting like we've been all season.
Off to Jackson, up the middle, 10, 5, toward the goal line, touchdown! Harry Jackson!
Against Vanderbilt, these Gators became the first Florida team in history to post a perfect 8-0 record against conference opponents. Danny Wuerfell's 29 touchdown passes on the season erased the old SEC record of 28, held by former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews. Chris Doring also added his name to the record book. His 29 career touchdown catches tied for the most in conference history. Along with the records, Florida hit Bandy with an unprecedented 2 consecutive scoring plays, each over 70 yards.
On play action, hands the ball up. Eli Williams, a huge hole opens. Eli's out in the secondary. He's to the 50, down the sideline. Eli the 40, the 30, the 25, the 20. Still on his feet. He will go all the way. That's going to be a touchdown. Wes Green wide to the left. Wuerfell dropping back, looking to throw and firing a deep ball down the middle of the field. Wes Green hauls it in, the 30-yard line. See you later, Wes Green. It's a touchdown. Wes Green, 76 yards.
With a 38-7 victory, Florida added another first. No SEC team had ever won 8 conference games for 3 consecutive years, until this special group of Gators did it. College football's biggest game of the year. A record Florida field crowd of 85,711. An ABC television audience. And 2 longtime rivals, both ranked in the top 10. That's the awesome setting for Florida State at the Swamp. It was time for the Gators to elevate their game to another level. Midway through the first period, the visitors discovered why no defense has been able to diagnose the balance and quick strike power of Florida's attack.
There's the handoff to Terry Jackson, the 40, the 35, in the FSU secondary, still on his feet, inside the 30, he's still inside the 25, and down finally! Terry Jackson, a one-back set, Wuerfell a 7-yard drop, looking to throw, standing back in there and find the ball down toward the end zone. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be a touchdown! Oh my! A great catch down in the end zone! A touch made for Wes Green! Oh my!
Wuerfell's 70th career touchdown pass and 30th of the season was celebrated by the Gators' most prominent representative in the NFL, Dallas's Emmitt Smith. And it put Florida on top 7-3. Gator coaches had devised a near-perfect game plan, and tailbacks Terry Jackson and Elijah Williams did their part, combining for 145 rushing yards. Danny Wuerfell was in the midst of one of the finest clutch performances of his career. Wuerfell passed the Gators to the FSU 1, where Jackson put them on top 14-6. The offensive line had been magnificent on this drive.
We feel like it starts with us up front, and if we do our job and get the quarterback protected and open up holes, we're going to be successful. And even though they kept bringing a lot of guys, our guys hang on there and fought for 60 minutes, and we came out victorious.
On the other side of the ball, the Gators' tenacious defense took the big play away from Florida State's dangerous Warwick Dunn and held college football's top total offense to 200 yards under their per-game average.
Our defensive line did a tremendous job of just applying pressure. Not all the time sacking, but applying pressure to give him that one step where he had to throw a little bit quicker or than he wanted to. And, well, we got to fight for our life. We got to crawl, scratch, bite, whatever we got to do to get the W. And I think that's what we did. We rose to the occasion and took the thing to another level.
When the defense took their game to another level and returned possession to the offense, Wuerfell put his arm to work again, en route to throwing for 443 yards, just 16 short of the school record. When Ike Hilliard finished a 42-yard score, Florida was putting this game away, 21-6, and breathing fire to get more.
Going out wide to left, Hilliard wide right, backs it on I set. Wuerfell back to throw, fires the ball down the middle, all alone, quarantined, and a touchdown! All alone, Chris Doring! Oh my! It's 27-6!
The catch was Doring's 30th career touchdown catch and his 16th of the season, both Southeastern Conference records.
I had forgotten that they actually broke the record because I threw the ball to the referee, and I looked up on the scoreboard and it had the record-breaking thing up there, so I had to grab it back from the referee.
Florida's air ball attack had one more coast-to-coast explosion to detonate.
Here's Wuerfell back to throw and firing a deep ball down the field. Hilliard makes the catch, the 30, the 20, he's gone! Oh my! Oh! He's gone! 74-yard touchdown!
We all try to make big plays out there, and you know, the receiving core, you know, has a little, you know, pack to where, you know, we want to make a big play whenever, you know, our hands are on the ball. So, you know, that's basically what we try to do, and you know, I was just very fortunate today.
So dominant was Wuerfell that he would finish Florida's 11-game schedule throwing for 1,204 yards and 14 touchdowns in the Gators' three biggest games: Tennessee, Auburn, and Florida State. While most of the season's headlines had gone to the Gators' offense, now their defense, which had matured into one of the best in college football by the end of the season, wiped out every Florida State attempt to get back in the battle.
There's the snap. Cannell is short drop, looking to throw the deep ball down the field toward Cooper. Lott is defending him, and Lott has intercepted the ball. Cannell back to throw down the middle. It is going to be intercepted by Mike Harris. Cannell rolling. He's throwing the ball down the field. It is being up for grabs. The ball is tipped, and the ball is intercepted. The Gators have another interception. Oh, my. An interception by Lawrence Wright, and that's going to be it. The ball game is all over, and the Gators have gone through 11 regular season games, 11 wins, and no losses, and they head to the SEC championship game next week, 11-0. 11-0. The final score, the Gators 35 and Florida State 24.
With Michigan's upset of previously unbeaten Ohio State, the Gators advanced to number 2 in the national polls. It meant that this win, one of the most important ever in Gator history, and the cause of a wild celebration at Florida Field, kept the Gators right on course to play for the national championship. The triumph over Florida State was monumental indeed. They call it an SEC Weekend of Champions, a celebration for college football fans of all ages. It is just part of a weekend in Atlanta that will culminate with the crowning of the conference's 1995 champion in front of a prime-time national ABC television audience. And for Florida fans, a rare opportunity for an unprecedented three-peat. At stake, a perfect season, a third consecutive SEC title, and a chance to be one victory away from Florida's first ever national championship. The number 2 ranked Gators wasted little time taking command. On Florida's first possession, with the offensive line picking up the Arkansas blitz, Danny Wuerfell had time to complete all 6 of his passes. Number 6 was a 22-yard perfectly placed toss to Chris Doering for a Gator lead that was never relinquished. Florida's defense, making opponents pay on every play, cashed in on Tico Brown's interception, and suddenly the offense was back on the field. Wuerfell threw 3 more completions. He was 9 for 9 in the first quarter, and then called his own number for a 14-3 Florida advantage. Led by Barnard, Hanks, and Daniels, Florida defenders sacked the Hogs twice and held the Western Division champs without a run or pass that covered more than 24 yards. And most importantly, they did not allow Arkansas to score a single touchdown. In the second half, the Wuerfell-Ike Hilliard combo that had struck for a 74-yard bomb against Florida State reloaded and fired off a 29-yard score. It was Wuerfell's 75th career touchdown pass, establishing a new conference record and passing Dan Marino and Shane Matthews on the all-time list. Florida was now in control, 24-3. Arkansas's last-ditch effort met with disaster. On 4th and 1 at the Gator 3, Ben Hanks drove the final nail in the Hogs' coffin.
They run the option. Lunny grabbed by Chester, dropped, pitched, and it's taken off. Ben Hanks down the sideline. Ben Hanks will go all the way. It'll be 90-plus yards for Ben Hanks. Hey, Nebraska, the Gators are on their way.
The longest scoring play ever in an SEC championship game simply padded Florida's commanding lead. The 34-3 final put the Gators at a perfect 12-0 for the first time in school history. The orange and blue and their fans celebrated their fourth outright SEC title in Steve Spurrier's 6 years at Florida. They now share with Alabama the distinction of being the only schools to win 3 consecutive outright conference crowns. This team had dominated every barrier put in its path, including road victories in 6 conference games outside the state of Florida. They wore the mantle of champions with pride and poise. Once again, they were the best in the conference.
That was a great win, a great game, a great season, and most of all, we got one more to play. But tonight, you enjoy what you got here. You're the champions of the Southeastern. Perd Thomas in the yellow jacket, who's going to tell you where you're going for Christmas.
Sweet, Coach. Hey, fellas, Coach Spurrier, congratulations to you, your entire coaching staff, but especially to you young men. I'm going to tell you, you've accomplished a heck of a lot. You set your goals at the beginning of the year to win the conference championship, and you're champions. And we're proud of you. And we're going to give you one more chance for another championship.
One more to go.
January 2nd at the Tostitos.
The Florida Gators had finished their perfect season. They were now 1 victory away from ascending to the #1 ranking in college football. In conference play, their three-peat was complete. Their senior class takes its place as the winningest ever at Florida. With only the bowl game remaining, they have a total of 42 victories. They defeated 3 teams ranked in the top 10 at game time and became the highest scoring team in the history of the SEC. Led by the record-shattering passing of Danny Wuerfell, the Gators averaged more than 44 points a game. The junior quarterback set conference marks for game, single season, and career touchdown passes. His seasonal pass efficiency rating was the highest in college football history. One-time walk-on Chris Doring entered the conference record book, catching more touchdown passes in a season and a career than anyone. Sophomore Ike Hilliard's 15 scoring catches in 1995 tied him for second in the SEC record book. Place kicker Bart Edmiston's 71 conversions during the season are the most in NCAA football history. The offensive line rated among the best in the nation, allowing the aerial game to rewrite the record book. Senior leadership on defense came from players like Mark Campbell, Johnny Church, Dexter Daniels, David Barnard, and Ben Hanks. This group came together as the season progressed and finished the year allowing a total of only 4 touchdowns in Florida's final 4 games. They were tenacious and aggressive, forcing more than 20 fumbles and sacking quarterbacks for more than 200 yards in losses. Along with the special teams, they contributed mightily to Florida's spotless record. Steve Spurrier's 6th Florida team became the school's best in 88 years of Gator football. He now owns the top winning percentage of any coach in conference history. The Orange and Blue will now play Nebraska in the 1996 Fiesta Bowl. in what will be one of the most anticipated and watched games ever in college football to decide the national championship. With all their accomplishments and the opportunity to play for number one, this Florida team has carved out its place in history. They not only dominated their conference, but have taken their game to another level, a level that puts them among the best in America.
We'd like to thank First Union and Sports Channel for making this highlight video possible. And we'd like to thank you fans for making this another wonderful special year for Florida football.